Hey guys, welcome to the May podcast, Big Fish Heads. I'm Captain Doug. Thanks for tuning in again today. The guys that I typically have in the man cave, we're really busy right now. They're got trips going on and all kind of things. So I wanted to do this real brief podcast just to kind of catch you up on where we're at and what we're doing. May is U-Rig month, and a lot of you have asked me how I fish all of my U-Rigs. Catch a lot of fish during this month, a lot of stripers. And I'm going to show you the whole setup today. It's really cool. When you see it, you're going to go, man, I wish I'd have thought about that. There's some things that you need to buy, and there's some things that you don't. But before I do that, just let me say, for all you guys that participated in the Derby, we had a great time. It's over. I'm kind of glad. I'm a little bit tired. Congratulations to Justin Michaels, who won the Striper Division, and to Mike Harrelson. If I remember right, I think Mike Harrelson was one of my very first customers when I started guiding a long time ago. So that kind of ages both of us. They both won a really nice Humminbird Solix with a Lake Master chip. Wonderful units. It's what I run on this big boat here, and I know they're happy with it. Next year, we're going to start the Derby on February 22nd, 2020. Can you believe that? 2020. 2/22/2020. We'll probably figure out something to put in the artwork for that. It's only going to run for 8 weeks, and we're going to do a few things different. We may have a weekly podcast talking about the winners. But this was a really good Derby. All the checks have been cut. Chips Nation, all the invoices are in. Chips Nation received their check yesterday, and all the checks have cleared. And so we're really glad that we had this opportunity to do it. And some guys are already saying they cannot wait till next year. It is a lot of fun. I kid you not. If you were not in the Derby, you need to get in it next year. You will have a blast. All right. Let's talk U-Rigs just a second. This is Fish Fry month, and this is typically when we get all the guys that want to catch and keep all of the stripers and hybrids. I really don't have a problem with that because, the DNR puts, 400,000 of these things in here every year. So it's a put and take fishery, and I don't really have a problem with it. The only beef I ever have is when people go out a lot of times and they'll catch a really big fish, and they think they're not going to clean them, or they're not going to keep them, let me just say that. And then after they catch one that's pretty big, they're like, yeah, I think I'm going to keep it. And then we start keeping fish, and then when they get to the dock, they don't know what to do. That's kind of a no-no. But it's really good to keep them. They're delicious to eat. I want to start off, first of all, by telling you, this is what I am pulling, this contraption here. Some of my friends from New York call it a chandelier. There's a hook on every one of these. This is a Captain Max 3-ounce head. You get the ounces by the size of that head right there. And these are 3/4 inch jig heads. So this thing's pretty heavy. And I'm going to show you something here where I keep them all in, but I just don't have like this brand or this color. I actually have, I got all kind of colors here, and I keep them in this really cool bag, and I'll probably back up, let you see it. But this is a Plano, Plano is the name of it, but that's like, these are all the U-Rigs that I keep, the spare parts. Ron Mullins makes a lot of these for me, and I think he's the one that builds Captain Max. So his phone number and their website should be at the bottom of the screen right now. Give them a call. Tell him, if you wanted, tell him to build you what he builds me. Now, I don't think they sell these things right here. I think I actually got this from Hammond's. But it's a great way to keep all of your U-Rigs from getting tangled up, because I just laid this one down on the stool right here, and they tangle everything. Now, a lot of you have fished these and you go like, man, I'm not spending $38 to fish something like this because I'm going to lose them. I know what you're saying. And on my very first U-rig trip, several years ago, I went out there with, my gear was not right, and I went across a hump and boom, boom, caught 2 fish. I was flabbergasted. I didn't know that would even work. Went back across the hump again, boom, boom, got them both hung and broke off. So $70 just like that, gone. And so I figured out a few ways to utilize these things without getting them hung all the time. And I'm gonna show you what I do, and then I'm gonna tell you what has happened at the end of this little lesson that I'm giving. This is 100 or either 120 pound Power Pro braid, and the name is Power Pro, but I think it's called a Depth Hunter, D-E-P-H-T, if I didn't say that right, T-H, Depth Hunter. For every, if I understand right, and I'm pretty sure this is right, for every 25 feet, it changes colors. Now, what's really cool about that is a lot of guys use reel counters, and with the little counter on top. And sometimes that, I don't know, like if you're letting line out and the counter slips, you really don't know how much you got. This is so easy because I can put this in the hand of customers and say, let 4 colors out. If I'm fishing 100 feet, if I'm fishing 125 feet behind the boat, let 5 colors out. And it's just that simple. And the other good thing about it is you don't have to have a counter reel to operate this. This is like a beefy Ambassador, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 or something. It's just an old winch is all it is. But this line fits nicely on here. And I've got just a little short, it's kind of like a jig rod. It's not, as you can see, it's what, 5.5 feet probably. And it's just real beefy. I got a big forearm on it. So when they catch it, they can just kind of hold on to it. And also one other thing that I do that I attach the U-rig with is this. I don't have my glasses, so I might have a little hard time, but this offshore swivel. And I use this to attach the U-rig so I don't have to tie knots every time. And it's really cool because when you get done, you just put it back on your guide and it rides right there. No muss, no fuss. Now, I'm probably jinxing myself when I say this. I have been fishing this 100, I think maybe 100, but if you can find a 125, I would get it. But I've been fishing this for probably 5 years now. And again, I'm probably jinxing myself when I say this. I have not lost one U-rig since I started doing this with this heavy stuff. Now, a lot of guys up on the air, probably even Captain Mac, I think they use 30-pound mono. And they got their reasons why they do it. And they, of course, most of you, if you've ever fished U-rigs, you have, you probably got a U-rig retriever on your boat. I don't even use those anymore. Honestly, if it gets where I cannot pull it off with this, it's going to blow your mind. I will take this line, pop up the boat cleat on my Ranger, tie it around the boat cleat a few times, back it off with the gas motor, and it will come undone. I have not, I'm probably going to lose all of them on the next time I go out. But I have not lost one in 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this. You will fish 3 miles an hour. That's typically our speed with your gas motor on, running the big boy. 3 miles an hour, typically 100 feet behind the boat. For me, I think that's going to run about 15, 16, 17 feet. 125 feet. It's probably going to run close to 18 or 19. I fished the pipeline at across from Reynolds with these things. I'm doing it right now. I'll only run 75 feet behind that. And a lot of times at 75 feet it gets hung, and I'm thinking it's running probably 12 feet or so. But again, you probably have the stuff right at your house. You don't have to run out and buy a real fancy, line counter reel. Spend hundreds of dollars to do it. The most expensive thing probably is going to be is this right here. And I think this braid is probably 50 or, I don't know, it's been 4 years since I bought it. Probably 50 or 60 bucks. It may be more than that, but I will tell you this. The first spool that I bought, I have continually using the line on this. And let me tell you what I do. I fill both reels up, and then about every other year, I'll pull all the line off of it. I'll take the line that's been used, I'll put it on the reel, pull it all down, and then use the line that's not been touched in there. It's braid, it can take it. But again, never lost, haven't lost a U-rig since I started doing this. So that's a real easy way of doing it. If you've got like rocket launchers in your boat, I just take the butt of this rod and just put it down in the rocket launcher, run it out 100 feet typically. And where we're fishing at right now, you can still see the dam, but the fish have pretty much moved off the dam, and they're in, we just call them on those southern humps down there on the lake. They will move right up to the pipeline, right up into Sugar Creek, as a matter of fact. And these stay on the boat year-round, but in the month of May, it is what I am using a lot of. If you want to see how I do this, there's a link coming up on the bottom of this. It's on one of my YouTube videos of where I had just one trip. I think we may have caught 25 or 30 fish, but it's pretty cool. It's got a little music with it, and it's kind of cool, I think. But if you will click on that link or go to that link and copy it, you will see just how we pull these things. And I'll tell you, it's not unusual, and people have asked me, like, how many fish have you ever caught on one of these? It is not unusual to catch, 3 or 4 at a time. I think the biggest, I pulled through a herd at school one time. I think the largest I've ever landed on one was 5 fish. Now there's 9 baits here, and 3 of them were broke off. So that would have been 8 fish on one U-rig. It's a real effective way of putting a lot of fish in the boat. So check out the links, and I do have some open dates for this month. We're not quite booked. I kind of took a little rest after we had the Derby. We turned it around real quick this year. We ended the Derby on a Sunday, and we had our party, which was awesome, on Friday night. There's a lot of people I want to say thank you to right now. First of all, Sugar Creek Marina, who, the Derby would not be a success that it is without those guys. I get speechless when I talk about them, because they provide so much equipment for us. And on this particular tournament, this Derby that we had, they contributed prizes. William and Mike weighed fish for us. Man, it was just great. They made my job so much easier. And so just want to say thank you to them guys. Go to Sugar Creek Marina. I was talking to William today about working on his website for him, but they're selling a lot of product there anyway. I think they have a Facebook page, Sugar Creek Marina. But go by there. Look, when you get ready to buy something, don't go online and order it. Find it online, but go to Sugar Creek Marina, because I guarantee you they've got it. We're getting ready to go on our annual trophy striper trip up on the Cumberland. We're going to go at the end of this month. And so I'll start preparing for it now. And them are really big fish up there, and you got to have your stuff right. And it's a whole completely different setup than what we use here, of course. These are 25, 30, 40 pounders. I mean, the biggest fish, it's kind of my logo, the biggest one I ever caught, and it's the logo that I use. She was over 50. So you got to set everything up, line, different hooks, different fluorocarbon, everything. I went to Sugar Creek Marina today to order, or to get, let me take that back. Let me say it differently. I went to order the stuff there, and they had everything I needed but one thing, and it was, I think, some 25 or 30 pound fluorocarbon leader, and William sat right down at his desk and ordered it for me. That's the kind of guys they are. I cannot honestly say enough about it. I know these big box stores are making a lot of money, but put your money in these local guys that really make fishing what it is on this lake. And so my hat is off to, and all of us guides, we feel this way. They have a full service marina. They have a full-service boat storage. He told me today that he has just a limited amount of storage available that to put boats in. So give them a call. Their number is on the screen right there. And I just can't say enough about them. We work year-round with them. They do everything they can to, and I'm not trying to, belabor this, but there's not a guide in the world. If guides knew if other marine owners knew and other guides knew how we were treated, they would be quite jealous of how good that the guides on this lake are treated. So thank you, William and Mike, and to all your staff, all the girls up front. We're going to get you something really nice for Christmas. I want to also say thank you to Jody and Karen Stevens. They open their home up every year. We have a hoot and a hound at this derby party, and this year was no exception. We had live entertainment. It was just awesome. The food was great. We passed out, distributed all the prizes, and next year we're going to do it on a Saturday night because I know a Friday night everybody's rushing, and and we've already got the date set for that. I think it's May 2nd or 3rd. I can't remember. But I want you guys to be in the tournament in the Derby next year. It will be our 6th annual, and we are excited and looking forward to it. Thank you for watching this podcast. If you have any questions about this or about pulling U-rigs this time of the month, just respond on the YouTube heading there at the bottom where it says replies or comments. Put your questions in there, and I'll answer them for you. Thanks for watching. Next podcast, I promise we're going to have like the who's in crappie fishing. It is when you get all these guys together, it is like herding cats. I kid you not. But I hope to have crazy Crappie Ninja Joe Potenza. I hope to have Richard Malcolm, the owner of Slab Slobber. I hope he's here. Jody will be back. Jason will be back. Kevin. Who knows? We may just have a big thing out here in my garage and just kick it around. But we love doing this. We appreciate the comments. Thank you so much. Good luck this month. And I know we're halfway through it already, but good luck. Catch a lot of fish. If you want to book a trip, give me a call, and I'd love to take you out. We'll see you soon. Bye.